everyone, how's it going? This is thrillmaster76, and I'm here with the 2010 awards. Well, my opinion of 2010, my edition of the year-end awards for wrestling. Alright, let's get to it. I have 20 categories. The categories are WWE Match of the Year, TNA Match of the Year, UFC Match of the Year, Match of the Year in general, Heel of the Year, Face of the Year, Television Show of the Year, WWE PPV of the Year, TNA Pay-Per-View of the Year, UFC Pay-Per-View of the Year, and overall Pay-Per-View of the Year, the worst Pay-Per-View of the Year, worst Match of the Year, worst WWE Superstar of the Year, or, I'm gonna change it to, worst WWE Superstar of the Year in my opinion, worst TNA Superstar of the Year in my opinion, Tag Team of the Year, WWE Superstar of the Year, TNA Superstar of the Year, UFC Fighter of the Year, and the Wrestler of the Year. Which the Wrestler of the Year is basically how it performs in the ring and out of the ring. So let's start off WWE Match of the Year. Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 26. A match, very good match. WWE had an okay year, in my opinion. However, I'd say Undertaker HBK is the best match of the year. Because it was in your face, it was a great promo. I'd say the best promo of the year, very good feud. And yeah, it really kept me through the whole match. TNA had an off year, in my opinion. TNA Match of the Year, I'm going to go Angle versus Jeff Hardy at No Surrender. I think it was a very good match. It kept me in it. Just, I'm still not happy that it was a draw. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And the UFC Fight of the Year, or Match of the Year, whatever you want to call it. Chael Sonnen versus Anderson Silva. Very good fight. I'd say the best fight I've ever seen in my life. One of the best. It was right in it. That was at UFC 117. You were right in it the whole fight. And I really do think that match, if you didn't watch it, watch the replay or watch the highlights. And the Match of the Year all around of those three is Chael Sonnen versus Anderson Silva. Wow, that was a great fight, great match. That's all I have to say about that. Now on to the Heel of the Year. Heel of the Year goes to CM Punk. And it really capped it off Monday with him joining the Nexus. But CM Punk, I mean, his feud against Rey Mysterio was, I think, the best feud. Was like the best CM Punk thing I've ever seen. He was funny as a heel. He was disturbing. He was a classic. He really is a classic heel. Face of the Year, sadly, WWE gets it again, but sadly, John Cena. Well, not sad. Yeah, kind of. He really was. He was great as a. He was good in-ring competitor. And, he was helping out the fans. He loved the fans, and I think they really he really should get the WWE or the baby face of the year all around. television show of the year goes to WWE Raw. I'd say it was very good and it was pretty cool. You know, it was Raw really got me into it. SmackDown, you know, SmackDown, it's just boring. The Nexus Cena feud really helped me out, and the Undertaker Kane feud really just stunk. In my opinion, it just stunk. And now, while we move on to the WWE PPV of the year, WrestleMania 26, hands down. It lived up to its expectations, even though it got an 8. Like I said before, WWE really, it had an alright year. It really, some pay-per-views were good, some pay-per-views were bad, but that pay-per-view, the beginning of the year, really did great for WWE. TNA pay-per-view of the year is No Surrender. Say that pay-per-view kept me in it. It was way better than Bound for Glory. And UFC 116 is the pay-per-view of the year for UFC. 116, really, I mean, that was a great fight. All the card was great. The whole card, I mean, it was unbelievable. And the pay-per-view of the year is UFC 116. I know, and I really do think UFC pulled it off this year, even though it is real, I know that. But they did great, in my opinion. And that really deserved. UFC 116 really did deserve the pay-per-view of the year. Worst pay-per-view of the year, bragging rights. Really am holding my head to it. I thought it was going to be a very good show. Well, can't judge a book by its cover all the time, I guess. In the worst match of the year, I have to give it to Undertaker vs. Kane. Kane, I mean, that match was way too quick for a Bird Alive match. Well, bragging rights, of course, but it was too quick for a Bird Alive match. Way too quick, and it wasn't a good. It was just. I think I gave it like 3 or negative 4 stars, I believe. I think it was minus 4 stars I gave it, but yeah, it really did. Really did deserve worst fight of the year. Why don't we go to WWE's worst superstar of the year? I'm gonna give it to Kane. Don't think he deserved the World Heavyweight title. I mean, all of his matches really weren't that good. The only good match that he was in was the Money in the Bank SmackDown match. Other than that, he really not. I mean, he did not perform well. I know he's gonna stay in WWE for the rest of his life, but he really didn't perform well. And I do think he deserved it. TNA Worst Superstar of the Year, Eric Young. I mean, so much that he could do. Throw him into that. I mean, all of his matches were boring. Even the one at Bound for Glory really turned out to be pretty boring. And yeah. And now let's get on to the final couple. The tag team of the year, Motor City Machine Guns, because TNA, they helped out TNA a lot. The Motor City Machine Guns, I'd say they were the best. I'd say they were the best. Fighters. I believe they were the best tag team because they helped out TNA. They were not going in good time. You know, it really helped TNA out. They were great in the openers. Speaking of openers, it brings me on to the WWE Superstar of the Year. Oh wait, I forgot to add an award. I'll address it when it comes to it. It's actually 21 categories, my mistake. Alright. say the WWE Superstar of the Year is Daniel Bryan. I'm going to give it to Daniel Bryan. I know it will surprise a lot of you, but he deserves it. He fought so hard. I really do think that he is the best WWE Superstar of the Year. Might want me to bring, you might think that he deserved the NXT Rookie of the Year, but I'll tell you who I picked and why. But, in my opinion, Daniel Bryan deserves Superstar of the Year. He worked so hard to his expectations, so hard to Vince McMahon's. I believe he worked so hard to Vince McMahon's expectations. I think he was great. Now it brings me on to TNA Superstar of the Year. I'm going to give it to RVD. He did very good. He was very good. He did very good on the title reign. So he got attacked by Abyss. All of his matches were pretty much in between good and great. Even in Hardcore Justice against Sabu at the main event was very good of a match. And lastly, UFC Fighter of the Year, Brock Lesnar. He's worked real hard. He's fought in the great matches. Just lost to Cain Velasquez. I'm still shocked about it, but he really deserves this more than anyone. He fights so hard. He's so powerful. That's why they gave it to him. And the NXT Rookie of the Year, I'm going to give to Wade Barrett. He was the very first champion, the very first NXT winner. Very good. I mean, the Nexus thing, he really did great with the Nexus. That really does fit him. I gave him the NXT Rookie of the Year. I thought he was very good. And lastly, all-around Wrestler of the Year. Everybody, of all the wrestlers in each 3 leagues, in the ring and out of the ring, gotta give it to John Cena, even though I don't want to, but I will give it to John Cena because he deserves it out of everybody. He's great with the fans, he's great in the ring, and he's good in the ring, but yeah, I believe he does deserve it. And that is all for my 2010 year-end awards for wrestling. Oh, a little bit shorter than I thought it would be. Alright guys, well, see you later, have a good new year, and hopefully, whatever the first pay-per-view of the year is gonna be, hopefully it will deliver. Take care guys.